Okay, so I am still trying to figure out which effects I like. New hair. This is actually my real hair. Um, and I wanted to go with the question that I get often. Um, and it's not a difficult question, it's just kind of generic. And I'm representing, before I answer the question, Marquette, my alumni for PA school. And the question is, was PA school hard? As in, was PA school difficult? And to answer that, um, yeah, it was challenging. It was a challenging experience because for anybody who decides that they want to be a physician assistant or work anywhere in healthcare, you have to be organized to some degree, and you need to kind of set up a study plan. And Marquette has a rigorous program, as do many of the physician assistant programs that you're going to run across. So the thing that was most challenging for me was that I was coming in from a nursing background and I had a whole different way of studying. And even though I was young, like when I think back when I started PA school, I was 25. There, half my class was maybe 20, and I had been out of school studying in just a rote memorization type of way for a couple of years already. I was out working. Um, I also had some different odds stacked against me. I wasn't like a traditional grad student that decided to go to PA school. At the time, I was married. I had a 6-year-old son. I had 8-month-old twins. I just kind of went out on a whim and decided, hey, let me go to PA school and have all these extra things, and I wouldn't be by myself. So that was not the norm at all. I was the only one in my class with kids and a family that was designed that way. There were other people that were married and other people that were in relationships. So when people ask, hey, was it hard or difficult? It was, but it's all in how you look at it and how you view it. Um, I had to study, but I had to set limits. Like it was unrealistic for me to be up until 2 o'clock in the morning to study for an exam when I know that I have a kid that needs to go to school and I have kids that will possibly be up in the middle of the night. And I had a husband at the time that needed to, get ready for work. So there was a balance, or, there's meals that still needed to be cooked. So me, I would set myself up where I would wake up either early and do some studying before school would start, and then um, I would study definitely in between classes. I was not that good of a group person when it came to studying because I'm a socializer. I'm just being realistic. Next thing you know, we are going to start gossiping and talking about other things. I missed a lot of TV shows, a lot of my stories, all the reality stories I missed. Um, but I also kind of structured some time on on the weekends. Saturday was like my study day. There was times where I could study at home, but when I was home, I knew that I would kind of lose attention, go on to like Facebook, and hey, you know what? That looks dirty over there. Next thing you know, I'm starting to clean up. So I actually would drive all the way down to the school and go to the library to study. So a lot of it took structure, especially my first year at Marquette, because like I said, I just was not used to memorizing things that I didn't think were applicable. Like all those muscles in the arm, I I don't need to know all those different layers to make me feel good, but I needed to know them at the time. Um, Neuroanatomy, I took that class. There's so many things that it was just memorization. And really, you need to be able to spit it back out. But let me tell you, by the time I got to second year, I was kicking ass. When it became application and clinical type things and making things make sense as to why we're doing X, Y, and Z, where it wasn't just a matter of memorizing a random fact and spitting it back out. Oh, your girl, she got it. Um, so I didn't have to study as hard after the second year. Our last year, Marquette was clinical, so it was a 3-year program. Um, but that second year of didactic work was work, and there were people who were like kicking ass that first year, who kind of struggled some, and everybody did well, and you have a good support system with the program that I was a part of. But some people, they couldn't. They were shocked. They were wondering how I did what I did. Um, but I stayed on the dean's list because I bust my butt, and I graduated with honors. Um, I I I mean, I'm proud of the work that I did. I passed my boards first time, and I'm actually up for recertification. So I need to go dig deep about all those things I did learn and do a review course still and go back at it. But to answer the question, is PA school hard, difficult, challenging? Yes, but anything that is worth having. I mean, you're taking care of people in their life. Um, you're performing complex tasks. You're making complex medical decisions at a moment's notice. Um, and you're working in a very rewarding area. And you're learning a lot of things. I call it like mini medical school almost. So, yeah, it's challenging, but it is definitely not impossible. And I strongly encourage people to seek out the profession. It is very rewarding, especially people of color, because we are underrepresented basically because we don't know that these professions exist. We need to see people like us out there doing it and encouraging each other, like, hey, we can do it, we can make it. Um, it's an option. So go ahead and pursue, ask your questions because I am going to make sure I answer them. Sometimes I'm at work and like I said, I have 3 kids. I can't get to my Instagram messages. And they limit you. They limit you on Instagram. And I'm getting better at checking my emails. And my kids were teaching me about YouTube. So I was like, how can I use this? Like this. So keep the questions coming. Keep them coming. And I will do my best to answer them. And yeah.